Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week not by Mikey. He's away. So I have summoned the man who was once known as Bertie Bott's every flavored bean. It's Mr. Jason. Hello, Jason.
You know, I've given up trying to come up with witty entrances to my podcast here because you always say something so off, just like out of my realm. I'm like, I don't know what he's referring to.
You don't know what Bertie Bott's every flavored bean's from?
No, what is that?
It's a reference to Harry Potter.
Well, I've only seen like the first Harry Potter movie and only parts of it, and never read the books or anything.
It was probably in there. See, I used to have them on audio cassette, read by Mr. Stephen Fry, who you may or may not know.
Oh yes.
So that's how I most remember it. I didn't really ever like the movies too much. And I stopped watching after like the Goblet of Fire and was like, yeah.
I fully support Harry Potter as read by Stephen Fry. 100% there with you on that. Far as anything else, yeah, I got nothing for you. But hi everyone, I'm here for the Irish person today.
You are. Back on Harry Potter, I will also support, though I've never been, but it looks very cool, the Harry Potter Witchcraft Woo Woo at Universal Studios in Florida. That looks pretty neat.
Oh, that would be fun to do for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you not done that?
No.
No. What do you mean? No. Why are you saying like that? Like, no.
That
I'm much more manly.
Universal Studios is expensive, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, all the theme parks are expensive, though, right?
Yeah, I've never even been to Disney World. Although I'm sure we'll take my son at some point, hopefully. But
wow, really? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's to be fair, it's getting worse and worse because when I went, like this was years and years and years ago, it was expensive, but prices are going up and up and up and getting worse and worse and worse. Unfortunately, for good old Disney, which is a bit of a bummer. I don't know about Universal though.
Yeah, I love the fact that my friend from England has been to Disney World and I haven't been. I live a fun culture life, Andy. Just winning at every turn.
I've been there multiple times, believe it or not.
I don't like you anymore.
This was a very, very long time ago. Very long time ago. This was before like Animal Kingdom was built. The last time I went, Animal Kingdom I think had been open a year. So that's how long ago that was. When I went the first time, it was when Disney was having a celebration, so the Magic Kingdom castle was all decorated up like a big old pink cake. It was a very weird time. Especially for my first visit where I'm like, oh, I get to see the Magic Kingdom. I get to see the big fancy castle. And the big fancy castle was just a giant cake. I was like, what the fuck? This isn't what I thought.
Hey, I'd take a big giant cake. I'm also, man, I think of Animal Kingdom as being around for forever, but yeah, I guess
it has been. That's how long ago it was that I went there. A long time ago. Yeah, happy Andy. Who knew? Also, like a great thing, something that you and your kid won't be able to experience, unfortunately, is when I went to Universal Studios, I hadn't seen Terminator 1. Mm-hmm. I had seen Terminator 2. I hadn't seen Back to the Future at all, any of them. I hadn't seen King Kong. I hadn't seen Earthquake. Was Twister there? No, I had seen Twister. I hadn't seen any of the Jaws movies at that point. So after I came back from Universal Studios, back from my holidays, I watched all of those films because all of those rides got me hyped up to watch them because I was like, wow, they're so cool.
It's almost like their marketing works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
You need to... Unfortunately, Back to the Future is not there anymore. It was replaced by The Simpsons. Far too many years after the fact before Simpsons was good. Or after the fact Simpsons were good. And it's just bad Simpsons there now.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I mean, everything about The Simpsons is after The Simpsons was good because they had like 3 good seasons and for some reason they've lasted for forever.
I think there was more than 3, right?
4.
Oh, do you mean like really good 3 seasons?
Like what? It took about 3.5, 4 seasons to really kick in the gear. Then they had like those really good 3, maybe 4 seasons, like you said. And then they kind of were like, okay. And now like everyone's like, wait, why are they still on? No one watches them. Why are they still on?
Apparently it still makes money. I don't know how, but
for sure.
It's insane. And they've also got the comic version of Marvel at Eyelids of Adventure, which is the best Marvel, if you ask me.
I mean, I won't argue. Fine, whatever.
Especially since it's decorated up like 90s X-Men and Spider-Man and everything like that as well. So it's even more in my style. So I like it loads.
Oh, no.
But Mr.
That
Jason. Yeah. Always good stuff. Mr. Jason, we're here to talk about Transformers, believe it or not. Mikey's away apparently house sitting. He got wrangled into house sitting and dog sitting at the last moment and was paid money. So, you know, the call of money was greater to him than his responsibilities. Apparently he forgot to take his recording equipment with him as well, which was the main reason he couldn't do the show.
Oops.
Oopsie poopsies. We do have Transformers news to talk about, so I enlisted Mr. Jason. It's been a while, I think, since you've been on a podcast to talk about Transformers, really, right?
Oh God. I mean, I know I filled in I think twice in a row last year, but that was like May or June something last year. So it's been over a year. You and I, last time we actually did a show, I think when we did the Deep Space Nine episodes, that was in October. So yeah, I've not been around in a while.
Oh my God. Well, because we're waiting for you to either do Galaxy Quest so we can do a woo-woo on it, or for you to watch Babylon 5 so we can do a woo-woo on it.
I'm going to get on both of those someday.
One day before Jason dies, they'll get watched.
That's right.
Yeah, but we're going to kick off the news. We're going to kick off with 2 bits of crappy news because, hey, you know, you start with the bad and you get to the good.
Yep.
New Icon Heroes Transformers apparently are doing, or Icon Heroes, which is a thing, are doing Transformers pins, a Unicron pen holder, and mouse pads. All of the most exciting of things. I'll go through each of the things, when they're coming out, and how much they be. So you have a Unicron Polystone pencil holder. The second quarter of 2022, so not even this year, next year, it's going to be $60. There's the Grimlock SX Ironhide, so I imagine they're kissing on it. Retro pin set. That's going to be the first quarter of 2020. That's going to be $30. The fangirl favorite, the Shockwave X Starscream retro pin set. Again, same time, same place, or same price. The Soundwave retro mouse pad, which is first quarter again, $15, and the Bumblebee retro mouse pad, which is again first quarter, $15. So, the pin sets are not as interesting as you might think. They're just the box art images. I'm sorry, guys, I was lying. They are not kissing.
No.
Even though the X usually simplifies that. They'd probably sell more if they were kissing. I'm going to throw that out there.
Sure.
They'd sell to a very specific audience, but they'd sell a lot, I'm sure. Like I say, not much to say there. If you want some pins, they're there. The mouse pads are, again, just the toy artwork of Bumblebee and Soundwave, and then they have a round background. Oddly enough, not with their colors. Oh, it's the center card artwork. If you remember the old G1 cards, it was like dark at the purple, gradient to purple, up gradient to red, and then in the center they had this orange yellowy circle. So that's all we have there. The main standout thing is the polystyrene Unicron head, or polystone Unicron head. It is Unicron's head from the G1 movie. It's like he's had an autopsy and his brain's been cracked open and taken out. So he has a giant hole in the top of his head. His mouth is agape open like a sex doll, as you do. And also, if you feel you really want to, you can shove pens into his empty dead eye sockets as well. So, Jason, what do you think? Is this arousing or just creepy? What do you think?
So, and first of all, remember, we did say G1 artwork. So Ironhide is nothing more than a sled with a windshield on it. So don't forget that. For anyone
That's true. Yeah, he has no head.
Right. Yeah. And Unicron looks kind of more reminiscent of. It looks kind of like the what was it, the whatever the new Unicron that came out. Is it War for Cybertron? Is that what they put it under? I think so.
I just call it the HasLab one, or the super expensive Unicron, $800 or something. Yeah.
Well, fine.
Like he says, it's more now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't even looked at the prices now, I'm sure, but it looks. I mean, it's obviously Unicron, but yeah, I don't. Okay, so I get trying to sell your product. I don't know if I would call a pen holder a conversation. Like a coffee table book. Those can start conversations. I agree with that.
Sure.
I've got plenty of other stuff on my desk that I think would start a conversation before the although the Dead Lives of Souls might get some people to question whether you are okay when they come to see your office.
That's true. Yeah.
It's pretty much it. The conversation will be, are you okay? Should I call someone? And do you feel the eternal grip of death on you every day? That's pretty much what it would come down to.
Yeah, so you don't think this would be something like your son or you think young children might desire?
I'm going to say no to young children. I mean, let's face it, all this stuff is for us old folk, old geezers who got the original G1 stuff. But.
I don't really a pen holder.
Yes,
I don't imagine
we have office jobs and they need pens. Andy, we're old people.
I don't know. I can't imagine maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure how practical this would be as a pen holder.
Yeah, it might take up a little too much space.
The general shape.
Yeah,
the shape, like where you'll slot things. Not knowing how big it is, obviously, but the shape of it doesn't look like it's gonna really be super kind. Maybe I think mainly it is, like you say, for the man man or woman stuck behind a computer all day, and they're just like, I want something joyful next to me while I'm hitting my keyboard violently.
Well, unfortunately, with those dead eyes, you're probably not going to get that.
Maybe not. I didn't even consider until he mentioned it that it is the reason I'm guessing he said it's more like the HasLab version is because they do have the extra detail on it that wasn't there obviously in the cartoon. It's way more detailed than it perhaps should be. I'm not sure why they decided to go with the mouth open though. I'm not sure would you put in like post-it notes in there or something. Do you think?
I mean, if that's big enough to put a post-it note in, this thing's going to be pretty freaking huge. But that would be funny. I will give you credit. Post-it notes from the mouth would be good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's deep enough to put pens. Like the eyes, I get it because there's an image of like someone putting stuff in there. Oh no! If you look into the mouth on the last image, you can see that the hole goes all the way through to the back of the head. So you might be able to actually fit like rubbers in there or something weird. Maybe the post-it notes would even go in there.
Or put one of those little pink erasers and he has a tongue.
Oh, that'd be weird. But you could be right.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say on like a G1 mouse mat? I can't imagine you would. I don't.
No, I don't use. I use the big desk pads. I don't use mouse pads and stuff. So really no use for me on those.
Yeah. That's more of the way that most like techie people have gone now, isn't it? They're just the big mouse. Not mouse pads, but mouse mats at this point, right?
Well, yeah. Plus, we're gamers, Andy. You and I were.
Pro gamer.
Oh, pro gamer. Yeah. I mean, we are both just gaming our butts off. So yeah, you need that. You need that full amount of spread in space so you can really move that mouse around and really pwn those noobs, Andy.
It's true. Yeah. And you play Apex Legends as well. So yeah, you definitely need it.
Yeah, and me and my 86 hours of Apex Legends. Yeah, I'm in deep.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I know why you're doing it. You're doing it to become the next streaming Ollie, crazy Ollie. I get it. I understand.
Exactly.
That's right. But we may as well move on to the next bit of news. I continue the shitty info. Why is this shitty? Because it's Mobile Legends Bang Bang X Transformers collaboration. I've never heard of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Have you? Do you know Mobile Legends Bang Bang at all, Mr. Jason?
No, but apparently it's available on. I searched it and I can get it on my phone if I wanted to. Apparently, so.
Oh, it's actually on now. Oh, okay.
Well, the game. I think this is just an add-on to the game, right? The game is already existing, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is developed by a publisher, published by Moonton, who I've never heard of. Apparently, it's a mobile multi-online battle arena, or a MOBA. Never heard of those before.
Nope.
Oh. And our beloved Transformer characters are coming in hot into the game, apparently. So Transformers roll out in Mobile Legends. This is the blurb, by the way. MLBB, so that's Mobile Legends Bang Bang. X Transformers cinematic trailer will be released on the 14th of August. I think the trailer was released during the Hasbro online thing.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, so. Why Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are racing with Johnson? I'm sure he's a character related to the game. Why did the chaotic battles break out? Who are their opponents? Share with us your thoughts below and check it out on August. But yeah, the reason why is this going in the crappy corner? Pure and simple, mobile game. Mobile games generally deserve a lot of ire, at least in my eyes. I don't know how good or bad this is as a mobile game, but I'm very dubious when it comes to the quality of any mobile game because of 90%. I'd say it's probably fair to say 90% of the mobile market is absolute garbage, right?
I mean, you would, yeah, for sure. And it's all loot boxes and pay to win and all that stuff. So
yeah, there was another game shown during the Hasbro event, which Transformers X Top Wars, and it just has an image that looks like something from what's the classic shitty mobile game, Clash of Clans? I think it is. Yeah, it looks like a Clash of Clans image. I'm like, ugh, no, thank you. No, thank you. Jason, you clearly have a mobile phone. Do you want to play a video game?
No, I actually resist most mobile games on my phone, to be honest with you.
Just head straight for the porn instead. I get you.
Well, I mean, I have a 27-inch 1440p monitor for the porn. I mean, I'm not going to watch that
I just mean when you're out and about.
Oh, out and about?
I mean when you're out and about.
Yeah, when I'm out in public, watching all my porn. Exactly. You got to have a good phone for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Who do you think I am?
You might joke about that, but there are pictures of people who do that, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I have absolutely no doubt that's the case because people, they're interesting. But yeah, I'm not really much of a mobile, even stuff like, because there's been a few Godzilla mobile games, and there have been some semi-decent Transformer mobile games. They don't seem to last long. They seem to get end of life very quickly, but I have played them before. And there was a while, like, I played Candy Crush on my phone for a while, but I just kind of get tired of them and get rid of them, so.
Yeah, because it's usually nothing to them. It's usually you play until you hit the wall, as far as I've seen from a lot of people, and the wall comes quite quickly. The wall where you usually have to start paying for a mobile game,
right?
And then people will drop them. It sounds like the other Transformer games that you mentioned that were alive and then died, I'm guessing were just cash grabs. Get as much money from the people as early as you can.
Well,
dump the game and leave it.
Well, and that's the thing. There was that Legends card game that was fun. Although that seemed to be around for a little while. And then there was that Battle Tactics.
Oh, yeah, there was a mobile one, wasn't it? I forgot it was a mobile game.
Yeah, and then there was the Battle Tactics one, which was pretty okay. But then, although I guess Transformers Angry Birds is still going strong. Or
is it? Oh, my God, really?
Maybe it's
I completely forgot about Angry Birds.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
All right. Mr. Jason, do you want to take us onto our first piece of third-party info or news, Tell me about Monkey.
Yes, so we are on to third-party. Oh, okay. I was about to look. Oh, some of these names are going to be fun to pronounce. So this is from Kang Toys. That is Kang with a C, not to be infringed upon the Marvel character of the same name, aka the one who remains. So this is the Kang Toys. This is their version of Optimus. This is Optimus Primal. Yes, Optimus Primal.
Yes,
it has their nice little stylization to it. And what other details are this? Pretty much the last official Optimus Primal we got like this from Hasbro was back in, I think, Return of the Power of the Primes, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Power of the Primes when we got the leader class version of this. So yeah, it's Optimus Primal. It's a stylized take on it, which if you're gonna do it, a stylized take, I guess that's probably the best way to do it, especially if you want to avoid, infringement and all that stuff. But yeah, he turns into a monkey and then he turns into Optimus Primal. I'm not quite sure what else you want from me, third party company, when describing your toy, but I guess it's CT Chiu.
I'd go with Chiu.
And they did name him Thor Gorilla.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It is actually a good name. It's also great if you want two companies to eventually try to sue you out of oblivion. But, hey, whatever works. So, Andy, what do you think?
Something interesting about it is that it seems like it's going to be, in the description, it seems like it's going to be part of their Thunder King, which is their Predator King. So I guess it's designed like this to be both primal and this other thing, since it seems like, as I say, again, they say in the description here that it's probably going to form the thigh groinal region of Thunder King. So he's probably going to be coming out in like oranges and blacks and reds first to go with that. And then I guess maybe they'll redo him as primal in the future, because that head design is way too Optimus Primal for them not to try and just kind of pump it out again, you know?
Oh, for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much the most important part of this. And I saw that they mentioned their Thunder King, which is their Predator King, and I just thought they were mentioning that this was, the company is also working on that as well. But no, you're right. This is actually going to be part of that commander, which makes this far more interesting, if you ask me. Especially since
I'm not sure how well a gorilla works with the Predacons, though. Visually, because you've got a lion, you got a jaguar, or whatever Rampage was. You got Dive Bomb, who's an eagle, Ramhorn, and Tantrum. Monkey seems to, I don't know. I look at that, and Monkey doesn't seem to fit. If you know what I mean.
I don't know,
visually.
though, because a lot of these, they're basically a lot of like your African style jungle animals for the most part. So I think you could make
Are gorillas from Africa?
Sure, I think so. The Congo, yeah. Gorillas in the Congo. I mean, there was a whole movie called Congo that had gorillas in it, Andy. Obviously, that means that is where gorillas are from, because movies do not lie to us.
The only thing I remember about Congo was it had a toy line for some reason, and it had what's his name? Famous dude. He was in Home Alone 2. He was the demon in Legend.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. I was going to say Will Ferrell. My brain was just like, Will Ferrell. I'm like, Will Ferrell.
Do not confuse. I mean, I don't mind Will Ferrell, but he is no Tim Curry, sir.
I don't know why my brain kept going, it's Will Ferrell, Andy. I'm like, I don't think it is brain. It's like, yeah. It's definitely Will Ferrell. I know this for sure. I'm like,
Also, Winston from Ghostbusters in it. And at one point, he goes, lava tubes. Just because it's a movie where someone says lava tubes.
He's really in there, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Winston's in that.
Isn't like Congo meant to be pretty shit as a film?
As a film, the book, it was a Crichton book, and as a big fan of Jurassic Park, I actually really liked all of Crichton's books, to be honest. It's a shame he died when he did. But no, the book is great. The movie doesn't quite live up to the expectations you get from reading the book.
I mean, that makes sense. Didn't they have like a really bad gorilla suit actor as well? For Amy, I think. Was it Amy?
It was
the friendly gorilla?
It was Amy. Good job.
Yay! I've never seen the film. I've only seen people talk about it in trailers, and that's it. Yeah. But maybe you're right. Maybe Thor Gorilla would be a good part of the team. I'm not sure. I think it looks like a fairly successful gorilla. It can stand on its back legs. He can do the monkey boob punch, which is always good. He looks different enough to not just be a straight Optimus Primal, but there's a lot of essence of Optimus Primal in there. I would maybe have liked it if the head design wasn't as Optimus Primal as it is, just to differentiate the two characters, and then if they just want to re-release it as Primal, swap this head in, if you get me.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Making it its own standalone character with an homage to it, and then coming out with it as its own thing would probably be the best way to do it, yeah.
It'd be interesting at least, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Shall I move us on, Mr. Jason?
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about KFC Toys again. We're doing the Heavy Metal Phase. P6G Debris, P6H Wastor, Delta, and P6I Smithereen, yeah, and P6J Stoggy, and P6K Toker, and P6L Stanford. So that's a lot of variations on one figure, because it is one figure. It's just one figure that is split up into lots of bikes. It's a bike mold. So there's the KFC are offering 6 Junkion variants with different accessories and a plethora of display options, apparently. Special mention to Toe Cutter, as it's a homage to Psykill. Each figure apparently measures around 7.9 inches, 20 centimeters for you other people who like your CMs. and they're expected to release in the first quarter. Each is going to be limited to 800 pieces. And KFC also stated this would be their third and last wave of Junkions. Hang on, what? It should also be their third and last wave. Have they done more Junkions? Oh my god.
I mean,
oh my god.
Obviously there has to be a Wreck-Gar in there somewhere, so I'm assuming, yeah.
Oh my god. How many Junkions? Well, I mean, the variety is nice, I suppose, but as me and Mikey have talked about, the reemergence of KFC is not like a... at least from mine and his perspective, not like a joyous one. I guess it's kind of nice to get the other variants of, or just generally different variants of Junkions. Some of them look kind of nice. I like the one with the 2 wheels in his chest and the big, like, almost scissor, pincer, mandible weapon thing with the spiky shoulder pads. He looks kind of neat. But I think the one that looks like Bumblebee kind of looks a bit garbage with the mace. If you ask me, that one looks a bit wank. Doesn't look very Junkion-y.
Yeah.
There's everything about KFC's items just doesn't do it for me on a visual level, and this continues to do it. I think there's some interesting ideas that I'd prefer other people to take a stab at for, I guess, the Junkions, but again, I'm not interested enough to buy 6 variants of the same figure effectively. That's very slightly different. If they transform differently, that'd be another thing. But that's obviously not what they're going for. The Psykill, we've had better Psykill, third-party Psykills in the past, but this, I guess, it's nice to see another one. As always, Psykill's a classic. But I don't know. Again, KFC not wowing me, but I'm sure there is an audience out there. Jason, are you the audience for KFC?
KFC not wowing me sounds like the most said statement in the history of statements when it comes to, well, both fast food and third-party toys. Yep. I mean, hey, Psykill does look good. And, of course, his transformation to bike is very impressive until you see the picture of his back where you go, oh, of course his bike looks good. He has the entire front of his bike on his back. Which, for KFC toys, is probably the safer option, because God only knows what would happen there, but... But
it makes sense, because bike transformers are hard. Oh, I tell you what's annoying. Psykill's wheels. He has spiky wheels. They didn't remold the wheels to make them, normal bikes.
I think
I just noticed that.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get why. They didn't want to make a new mold for the wheels, but, Psykill has normal wheels.
Although,
spiky ones.
He's a bad guy, so I guess he should have spiky wheels, but... Yeah, I mean... It looks nice. If I had to pick one out of all this and probably all the other ones, I'd probably even take him over like Wreck-Gar. But
yeah,
it's there's not much more to say to it. It's just, it is definitely KFC. And who knows? Maybe the first couple sets of these have gotten out and people really like them. Although I don't pay as much attention as I used to, but I don't even think I've seen any reviews of any of the first couple rounds of these either. So maybe Emgo snuck in one of the Wreck-Gar, but I didn't notice it, but don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess just wait and see, right? Just wait and see. Do you want to take us on to our next bit of news, Mr. Jason?
Sure. We have the 3-0 Transformers MD LX Bumblebee official promo image. Since it is 3-0, of course, we know this is basically a statue. This is their new subline of non-transformable, high-quality action figures. So, not a statue, actually posable action figure. Featuring a new G1 stylized design. I think I've said stylized in every story I've talked about today. But still recognizable as the classic Autobot Scout. Of course, because no one would buy it if it didn't at least look like him.
That's right.
This is also a figure that was first revealed with Optimus Prime back at ACGHK 2021, so earlier this year. And they've got some new promotional images out. And they are really going, leaning pretty heavily into the horns on Bumblebee. Almost, man, those horns remind me a lot of Cliff Jumpers on Transformers Prime. How prominent they are.
I thought you were going to actually say they were going to go in ham, but then you pulled back like, no, I don't want to say ham. Were you going to say ham?
I am kind of hungry. I might have said ham.
It really sounded like you went, they were going And then he stopped it. It's like, ham.
Maybe I said ham and Discord hiccuped. And when you listen back to my recording, you'll hear ham and you'll go, oh, why did I say all that?
Oh my God.
The funniest part is I don't remember.
God.
I don't even remember if I said ham. So, but yeah, it looks to me like they wanted to make sure they had plenty of potential to go with Cliff Jumper after this one too. But
I can see that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a posable figure of Bumblebee, a little stylized, like we're getting more and more used to these days. What do you think there, Mr. Andy?
I think this is a nicer movie look than what we've had, because it does feel like a movie look. Yeah. I'd say it would be nice if there was more black on the figure, because he is incredibly yellow, because from my recollection, Bumblebee's thighs to shins are usually all colored black, or at least thighs. But all of that is yellow. The only part of the figure that's really black are the gaps in between the joints and the pieces of armor, and then just the bicep area, and then around the neck and the face and the hands.
And his soul.
I think, and the soul, of course, he is Bumblebee. I think a bit more black would help break up the really hard yellow. I think they've tried to do it slightly with adding silver to the sides of the shins, I guess it is. But yeah, I would have liked a bit more color breakup, but generally the silhouette and the look of him looks like a movie figure, and if you're into the movie figure design, but mixed with, I guess, maybe War for Cybertron, this might be a figure for you. His gun's interesting as well.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It'd be nice if we had more images to see how posable it was. We've only got this kind of jumping backwards, kind of firing the goon. So it would be nice if there were a few more light poses, but I guess we'll get those in time once it's closer to release. What about you, Jason? Do you like the look of this guy?
I'm trying to. I was wondering because you did mention the fact that like his legs are all yellow, so I'm not sure if I want to go the route of it's Bumblebee wearing a Pikachu onesie, or it's
oh my God,
Bumblebee trying to impersonate any number of VTubers who wear hoods with horns coming out of the top.
all the blanket thing that the blanket PNG that they use. Yeah. I know the one you mean. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the Pikachu onesie is what Bumblebee's rocking here.
I'm all right with that. That sounds cool. Yeah,
it does really. But no, actually, I've never been. I know some people get their panties in a bunch when it comes to non-transformer Transformers, but. As far as statues go, this is not something I would get, but as someone who really enjoys the Flame Toys stuff I've seen from their Kurokari line, and boy, do I wish I could afford some of those. I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty good, and especially what they really. If you had just shown the face and it wasn't colored yellow, you might not know it was Bumblebee just from how much of a different. A different way they went with his look overall. But obviously, once you put the whole body together, you're like, oh, yeah, it's definitely Bumblebee. So it looks nice, but probably not something I would go after.
It's interesting that the two more stylized versions of G1 figures that you get are from Flame Toys or from these guys.
Yep.
And with this, it seems, like I said, more of a movie look. And with them, it's a way more Japanese kind of take on super robot-y kind of things. So it's nice. You know what would be a stupid line that would be quite fun? Like a super feudal Transformers line, so they all look like they're in feudal Japanese armor. They got the big pointy helmets.
That would be so. Basically, everyone is of course, I'm gonna blank on his Bludgeon.
Yeah. Specifically the Bludgeon from the what's it called? Iron Factory stuff, the one that turns into the walking tank that we saw that's mainly green recently, and the Samurai Lyo convoy, something like that. More of that would be nice, but we haven't actually seen any more of that style since those two figures.
Yeah, I actually have the Samurai Lyo convoy. It's very nice.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow. When do you get that?
Back beginning of the year, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, okay. Any issues with him?
If I had an issue, I'd say just because you can tell they're at the limit of what they can fit into a Legends class sized figure. He's not hard to transform or anything like that, but it's just all the moving pieces and stuff in that small space. You can tell that it's like, all right, they definitely couldn't add any more panels or anything to this. Otherwise, it would just it would be impossible to get this done.
Okay, but you think they've done a decent job for the size they were doing and the style?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he's a great little. They're only like $40 or $45. It's definitely worth grabbing. I think.
Only.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Technically, that's not too bad, but I think for me, I'm like,
no,
only. Oh my god.
Yeah, for a stylized take like that, especially when we're looking at a statue, which I don't even think we have a price on yet. But let's face it, it's going to be a couple $100 at least.
I would think you're right there, because I think generally the 3.0 stuff is over 100. I think mostly like 150 or more, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't hold us to that, but it's definitely over 100. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Shall I take us on, Mr. Jason? Next bit of news, yeah?
Move on down.
Right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, there was the Hasbro event where I can't remember what it was called. What's it called? Hasbro. As
First Friday. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. So they showed off some stuff. Some of it was garbage. There was a chess set. I have literally nothing to say about a chess set apart from why. Jesus, why? But they showed off 3 figures. And again, I said to myself, why, Jesus, why? One of them we already knew about, which was the Sweep, which is just a slightly different version of Scourge, who we got, I don't know, a few months back or something like that. We have 2 new figure reveals. We have a deluxe Preceptor, and it feels like we had a Preceptor fairly recently anyway. When was the last time we had Preceptor? It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, at least to my old man brain.
Combiner,
remember?
No, Titans Returns.
Yeah, so it wasn't that long ago, was it? It was a bit ago, but not super long.
No.
So we got a new Preceptor, and we have a leader coronation Starscream. And as far as I can tell, I didn't do the research, I'm sure Mikey did. It looks like it's the Earthrise Starscream, just with accessories.
Yep.
But I might be wrong. Am I right or am I wrong there, Jason? Do you know for sure?
Oh, I went and compared some images. Oh, you are 100% right.
Okay. Yeah, you're basically spending the leader price point on 7 included accessories. These accessories... Oh, and I wouldn't count the removable background because that's in all of them and the instructions.
Yeah.
What are the features? Oh, so the things that you get from him are 2 null rays, 2 shoulder pads, 1 crown, 1 cape, and 1 throne accessory for him to float on because he can't properly sit on it, unfortunately. So, I don't know. I think everybody who wanted a Voyager Starscream in its Earthrise form have probably already bought it. I don't know. Well, I would feel bad for the people who really wanted the shoulder pads and a crown and a cape. I think the chair is neat, kind of. It's a shame he can't properly sit in it, though, just because of his back kibble.
Yeah.
I wonder how easy he's going to be to actually sit on that chair. I don't know. And as for Preceptor, he's Preceptor. He looks okay. He transforms into a microscope in his weird tank mode, and I mean that's the thing. Jason, I haven't heard your thought on the Sweeps at all, generally, or the Scourge. What do you think of him and Preceptor and Starscream? Because I definitely think Starscream's a big old poo ball, a big old stinky turdmeister. I'm sorry. I think it's bad when you just re-release a figure just with a few more accessories.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it comes down to this point. I wish I could figure out, and I know Mikey's kind of lamented this a bit, especially when it comes to Studio Series Grimlock. I mean, we're not going to go down the path why it's not here, but obviously we know his feelings on that.
Yes.
I can't figure out what Studio Series is trying to be, because you have like the sweeps and also Scourge. They look great. Like they look pretty much like they did in the movie for the most part. They don't have a ton of the detailing and the panel lining. True. And the vehicle mode looks really good as well as the robot mode. This is also true with all year, the only official Transformer I've gotten that I actually like is Hot Rod, Studio Series Hot Rod. He is a great freaking toy, like hands down.
Not Rodimus. You didn't get Rodimus Prime.
No, I'm not spending $90 for a a Voyager class. Yeah, I think he's as tall as a Voyager, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, because Hot Rod looks so good, I at least considered it and then said no, because it would be nice to have them both, beside each other and stuff like that. So you've got this great toy like Rodimus, and then you have Cyclonus, which also looks amazing, but that's in Kingdom, so it's not really
and it's the wrong color.
Yeah, true, but the color doesn't bother me because again, it's very screen accurate, no panel lining, anything like that.
Yep.
So then we have Starscream, and at first I was like, Coronation Starscream. All right, if I'm going to get a Starscream, that would probably be the one I get. And then I look at the image and I go, it's extra detailed. It's definitely the version of the toy they've already put out before, and it just makes no sense that they're going out of their way to be so screen accurate with a number of these toys, even though I didn't get Jazz. Jazz looked really good. I didn't like his hollow arms. I can't do that. If you're gonna, he looks so good that having his arms hollow like that with his the transformation for the fist area. I just can't do it. It detracts too much. Blur I didn't get because despite the fact that Blur looked pretty good. I know he had all that kibble on the back of his arms, but that's a Blur. A Blur toy is going to have that kibble. That's just how it is. But then the face sculpt was really weird. He looked like someone who hadn't eaten. I mean, obviously he's a robot and they don't eat or anything. They just, use Energon. But it looked like the face sculpt of a person who hadn't eaten in 6 years. Like it was the weirdest freaking face sculpt.
Yeah, it's annoying as well because they got the face sculpt pretty, I'd say accurate, but evil for the Shattered Glass version, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. So what I don't get it. Maybe it was harder to tell that it wasn't that it was more all over the place when Studio Series was just doing the live action films because the live action film models are so off of each other half the time anyways that you can't tell. But I can't put my hand on what they're trying to do with Studio Series right now because you have basically screen accurate toys like Hot Rod and Blur for the most part, and Scourge, and then you've got Cyclonus, who's in a whole other line, and then you have Galvatron, which is in Kingdom, but I also don't think he's super screen accurate. He's more he's more what I expect to see in something like Kingdom. Plus they
I would agree with that.
Yeah, plus they try to do the stupid, discoloring on him as well as like they did on some of the older toys that look terrible.
Yes.
So I just can't figure it out. So, and of course, Mikey had his qualms with how Grimlock looked as compared to like the animation model versus what we got and everything. And it's just like, make up your mind, guys. I'm pretty sure if you just remolded this Starscream a little bit, like if you change the chest, you're pretty much there for the most part. But that is clearly not the chest from the movie.
I don't think you could. Yeah, I don't think you could just change the chest. Just like you said, because there's so much detail, not only on his chest, but everywhere on him. That would also look really off.
Yeah,
you'd have to
go
back in
legs,
and I don't think there's an easy way to do that. It feels cheap. Like we need a leader. We can't make a leader because it's going to cost too much money, and we're waiting for the. It feels, at least to me, like the Studio Series is a little bit of a hold on. We're holding on until the next series, the next line of toys can start up and Kingdom can finish. So we're just gonna keep going with Studio Series just a little bit longer until we can get to that point. Because, like you say, Starscream doesn't fit in here.
No.
Yeah, it's weird. Do you like Preceptor? I can't remember if you said that or not.
Well, he suffers from a bit of what Jazz did, which he has like the hollow arms with a Fisco. And I know that's a major part of these toys for the most part, but when they look so screen accurate, it kind of just hurts because we're nowadays in Masterpiece, we're getting really screen accurate. And, they have the money to cover up the panel or cover up the holes in the arms and stuff like that. So it's just kind of jarring when you see these smaller toys that obviously are not that price point that do so well with the movie models or not in Starscream's case. And, the holes are there. So like if the rest of Studio Series were screen accurate as we got with Hot Rod and Jazz and Blur, I would have just bought Jazz because I'd probably be buying all Studio Series because they look so good screen accurate wise. But no, Preceptor's fine. Titan's Return Preceptor is one of the toys that's sitting in a box behind me that I'm going to try to sell at some point. So I'm I definitely didn't love that figure when I got it. So I think a little my bias is showing there with this one as well.
What did he transform into? I can't remember.
A telescope.
Did he turn into
microscope? Microscope. But he also had the tank mode like this one does too. So.
Oh, the only real difference was, I mean, the transformation obviously was different. He just also had a headmaster. That's right. I forgot.
Yep. There's the headmaster.
I don't think I got him. I think that was one of the Titan Masters I didn't get because it's Preceptor and I wasn't that fussed.
Yeah, I liked it at first, but as time went on, I was like, no, this isn't worth keeping.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Preceptor. It feels again like the Studio Series has gone through all the important characters for the most part, obviously for the most part. And now we're just kind of going through like, we're doing Preceptor now and we're doing Starscream. Why are we doing Starscream? He was barely in the film. He did next to nothing. So just going through the lesser known characters, the characters that didn't really do too much because we've hit the big ones, and we're not going to get an Ultra Magnus for the Studio Series because we've had one too recent. Well, I say that, but we've had a Starscream too recently, and we've got it here as well. So who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong, and we will get an Ultra Magnus for this series as well.
I'd say we will. Yeah, I think we will.
You think so?
if Starscream's any indication, it's just gonna be the exact same as what we got in Kingdom. With I don't know what they could add to him to make him a leader. Well, he already is a leader, so I guess can't really add more.
They could make him a commander. Somehow.
Yeah, somehow. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure what they add, but yeah, for sure.
No. Yeah. We also get first looks at Kingdom Pipes, who's obviously a redo and slight retool of Huffer, obviously. We see him in his robot mode and his truck mode, and we also get I don't see why it says possible. I guess it's to cover them in case this is a custom. We also get a look at Blue Streak as well for Generation Select. So if you want your Blue Streak, you're going to have to get online to get him. He's obviously a redo of Silver Streak, or whatever his other name was. He's just blue this time, obviously.
Yep.
Jason, these possible first look at these two figures. Do you like Pipe? You like the Pipe Poo Poo?
Pee Poo Poo. Yeah, I mean they're both
Big Chungus Among Us. Like and subscribe.
Oh, Neanders. Anyways, I like them both, but again, I'm not real. Like I said, the only main toy I've gotten recently I even like is freaking Hot Rod. So, I'm definitely not going to go on my way to pick up Pipes. Although, I mean, could then recreate that lovely scene from More Than Meets the Eye where he gets stepped on, but spoilers for...
You want me to make maybe a controversial opinion? I don't know if it will be. Maybe.
I'll probably agree with you. Go ahead. Shoot.
Do you know what would be more interesting to do than Pipes? As a slight remix, retool of Huffer, right?
Probably anything else, but what?
Well, it has to be a small truck, right? So it has to work. But how about instead we do a redo of him into Erector?
You just want to buy a toy that says Erector. Face it.
I think it would be funny. At the very least, it would be funny. We haven't had an Erector since the original one, as far as I can remember. And he's way more interesting than Pipes because his name means erection. And that's more interesting than Pipes, which could also mean erection if you wanted to as well.
I mean, let's face it, that'll probably be the Generation Selects version.
I don't think Generation Selects is that smart, but I might be wrong, I suppose.
That's true.
I don't think they want to do the deep cuts that hard. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. The remolded bits, he does have a new groin, he has a new chest, he has a new face, obviously. I think his legs are the same, and obviously the arms are the same, I think. They're just retooled. So he is different. For me, the problem is Pipes is just not a very interesting character, and he's visually not very amusing either, and he's an Autobot as well. So he's got also you can look at Huffer's gun. He's got this really cool shotgun. Pipes has this really lame, just looks like a round cylinder.
Yeah.
His gun's awful.
He looks like he's throwing a gun that was out of a 1930s sci-fi movie.
I could go with that. Yeah, where they have no fucking budget, so it's just, let's get a hairdryer and sprayed silver.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, when your biggest character moment in all of your history as a character is getting stepped on by Overlord.
Yeah, in a comic.
Yeah.
So a thing a lot of people, like the general public, won't have read. The only other time he's appeared, didn't he appear in the Japanese Scramble City? I think he was in that, right?
Probably. That's a lot of characters like him appeared in that. So probably.
Yeah, because the Japanese at least tried to be like, this is the connection between the season 1, 2, and 3. Maybe no. Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Enjoy this character named Pipes. He's pipes.
Fun.
Yay.
No, he was definitely in one episode. I just can't remember which one. What about Blue Streak? Do you think Blue Streak is the boy to get a Generation Select figure?
Nope.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
I do like the picture of him in front of the toy box with RC and Cliffjumper staring out from the plastic prison. Like, man, we used to be free at some point.
That is very true. I mean, at this point, it's just what are we going to get more recolors of? Prowl or Starscream?
Oh God, I don't know. Do you think they'll ever do maybe they could do him into DevCon? No, they have to. They've got the sweeps to do into DevCon.
Yeah,
I'm sure that would make people happy. Like all three of them. Mr. Jason, there has been at least 3 big old sexual drops of rumors aplenty this week with names and listings of things. So why don't you tell us about those things? All
right. So first up, we have more Transformers listings discovered. This is going to give us, looks like we have, so this is from, listing a couple things here, but we have, Core Skywarp, which I'm sure is just nothing more than a recolor of Core Starscream. Iguanus.
What are the Core ones again? I can't remember what Core are. Are they the new Legends figures, or are they a different thing?
Yep, they're new Legends. So I think currently we have a Core Optimus, Core Megatron, Core Soundwave, and Core Starscream.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that's what they're called.
So yeah, we have.
But no, you're right. Yeah.
We have Skywarp. We have Iguanus. Yeah, Iguanus. And then it also lists Studio Series Shockwave, but they also have him at $10, which doesn't scream Studio Series Shockwave to me, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Deluxe Energon Monster, Wild Rider, and Voyager G-Axis. And of course we have...
I love Monster. Sorry, I love Energon Monster. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
From that famous episode where he... Oh, do you think it's... Do you want a stupid idea? Do you think it's that stupid green monster from... what? I can't remember the season 3 episode, but Cup tells the story of this this giant green monster, and the Predacons are in it, and Skylynx is in it. Do you know the one I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's that thing.
I mean, see, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
does it make sense? I don't know if it does.
I mean, Energon Monster makes no sense, period. So it's the closest thing and it's a deluxe figure.
Yes, yeah.
Which, okay, they say deluxe, but they also have, or no, that is the deluxe price point, I guess. Man, these price points have been so weird lately.
Sorry, the alien, the green monster I was talking about was named Chaos. Of course. It was named Chaos.
Actually, that makes even more sense because you can't use the name Chaos right now because Chaos is copyrighted somewhere. Be it from Get Smart or what Chaos. Isn't that the bad guy in like a Final Fantasy game too or something?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we must kill Chaos.
I have become Chaos.
Oh, them edgy boys.
Yes, those edgy boys. Yeah. So it probably is Chaos because he can't actually use his name for anything because it's already copyrighted. But
maybe it could be like if I'm gonna throw out wouldn't this be cool? It could be cool if it was like a monster pretender. I don't think it will be, but it would be neat if it was.
Yeah, for sure.
It won't be.
No, definitely not. So I'm going to assume out of this group, before I move on to the next group, G-Axis is probably the most interesting.
I guess.
Yeah.
We kind of know Wild Rider's going to be part of the Studio Series / Legacy stuff.
Right.
So we know that the Studicons could come in. Wild Rider just makes sense. G-Axis, I don't know. It would be really nice if G-Axis was his own figure finally, and he got his own mold rather than... just being a retool of somebody. because I'm really sick of seeing a unique character like G-Axis just be the same dude over and over again.
Yeah.
They've got here listed Shockwave twice for some reason, one at $8.49 and one at $9.99. I don't know if that's just a mistake or what.
Unless they're releasing another, or no, they don't have that. They don't have a smaller size for Cybertron. Or maybe they do have a. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like all of them are $9.99 apart from the first Shockwave. The second Shockwave, again, $9.99. The first Shockwave is $8.49. Doesn't make sense. Also, it's a shame that Iguanus, that guy, isn't getting a bigger figure. It's a shame he's a core. But, you know, I guess we got to save those for the Bumblebees and the Jazzes and the Skywarps. And, you know, we can't have the cool, weird lizard thing pretender, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I still like a G1 version one day. Because I like him. He's got very 90s colors.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So then moving on, we have more, and these are all Target listings, I believe. So we have some more listings from Target, and this one is also interesting because we have Soundwave again listed twice, one at $29.99 US and again at $26.99 US. Okay.
So one's a Studio Series one deluxe figure maybe, and one's maybe a Voyager.
That would make sense. But then we have Starscream at $29.99. So are they going to release the Starscream again?
Oh, God. Or is it going to be a completely new mold? And if it is a completely new mold, are they then going to do a leader one, which comes with a chair, a cape, and a crown, and shoulder pads?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Andy, what if what if the Starscream is just the leader Starscream, except now they don't have the... But no, they've already done them in Earthrise, so they can't do that. What are they doing?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know.
And then we have
G1, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. They do have a Skybite listed, which would be awesome, except he's $10.99. So that points to like a core size, even though the price is a little off.
Yeah, it's an extra dollar higher for some reason. Again, unless that's a mistake or something.
Yeah.
Just like the other Shockwave.
Yeah, and keep in
mind.
mind,
that means there are 3 Shockwaves, right? Because there's the Shockwave that's 8. Oh no, those are Soundwaves. Sorry,
right.
Sorry, I got confused. I was sorry. Go on.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that pricing can be a little off for stuff like this that hasn't even been announced yet. So that could be part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I do.
That's fair.
I do think you're probably on the right track when you say we're getting both a Soundwave in Studio Series and also in just the regular
Whatever
line.
The other thing is. Yeah, because there's apparently Transformers. Here's the weird thing, because the next story mentions this in the title. For Transformers Legacy, Evolution, and Studio Series, they've got the little slash next to it. So I don't know whether that means. I don't think it means they're all the same thing, because I think Studio Series is going to go off and do its own thing. So Legacy / Evolution, what the fuck is that? Legacy would mean Generations, you know, the G1 style, just more from the cartoon, more of that stuff. I don't know what Evolution means. I guess Evolution could mean the G1 characters, but with a new design to them, or a new twist to them, maybe.
Sure, or
I hope.
Much like this had this last War for Cybertron had Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom. This could be whatever the next one is. It could be Legacy, Evolution, and whatever the third one is they haven't announced yet.
I thought you meant it would be like Legacy Evolution, and then it would be Legacy something else, and then Legacy something else.
It could be that too.
But you could be right.
Yeah, that could definitely be it. The only other thing, they're listing Galvatron and Optimus Prime in this Target leak again, both at the leader price point. So I mean, I guess you could re-release Optimus Prime and maybe do Galvatron without some of this coloring that was on. I don't know. Or they could do.
Could you really do Prime again? Because Prime's just the Earthrise version.
I mean, unless they're going to okay. So again, we don't know what Studio Series is doing. Unless they're actually going to do Studio Series where they're going to redo Optimus Prime, but maybe not as Earthrise-y detailed. And I don't know, Andy. I don't know. Nothing makes sense right now with what they're doing.
This is the thing. These are all like listings on a computer. We have no images, so this is just pure speculation mode, obviously. So in a few weeks, a month's time, we'll have egg on our face, I'm sure.
But to be fair, these leaks are almost completely accurate all the time. Like, I can't remember the last time we had these listings where it's like, oh, that never happened. Like, these are almost always accurate.
That's true. Yeah, we just don't know what they mean. We just know this figure is coming out, and this is probably the scale they're going to be at, and then we just need a photo. I'd say, you know what's really sad? These leaks on computers with just names were far more interesting than the fan first Friday, which was 3 figures, who we were like, this is a lot more interesting.
We've spent more time talking about them, that's for sure.
That's true, yeah, definitely.
But
yeah, you said there's the Optimus Prime, the leader size one, and then there's another Optimus Prime at a core class price.
But we already have a core class Optimus Prime, so...
But we don't have another one.
But when you look at... Yeah, good point. But when you look at what the next set of drops is, the first one listed is Leader Dragon Megatron.
Yes.
So
fairly easy to guess what that is.
Oh, thankfully. Yeah, of course. But so is the core Optimus Prime from the previous one somehow related to an Optimus Prime that you would have seen with the Dragon Megatron? Obviously, the scale would be completely off, but they got to start somewhere. Or maybe we'll see an Optimus Prime from a different toy line coming soon.
Maybe.
So we have so Dragon Megatron. We have Armada Starscream. Which the last time...
well, it's a good, clear indication of what we're getting.
That's good. For sure. And again, that would be nice because I remember the last time they did Armada Starscream. That was actually in Generations. That was actually a pretty good toy. That was a fun one. So that wouldn't be bad.
It was okay. It had its issues, but doing it at a Voyager scale, which they're doing seemingly with the price point, I think it'll be a little bit more. It'll be better proportioned. It'll be more accurate because that was an issue with the Generations one. It was a take on Armada Starscream rather than being, a new Armada Starscream.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And then they list, so we have an Energon Monster again at $9.99.
And Soundwave.
Yep. And Soundwave, correct, again. Now, to be fair, some of these could actually be overlapping.
Yeah, of course. You're right.
I'm going to say I hope some of these overlapping because I don't see why we'd be getting 3 Soundwaves in the matter of... I mean, if these are come true, this would be stuff that drops within like 3 or 4 months of each other, I think, because they're so back to back. So I can't see that. We do get a bulkhead, so we are starting to wade our way into Prime/animated a bit here.
Yeah, it doesn't say which one, but you're right. It could be either of those two.
Yeah,
it would be weird, like if they did like a G1 bulkhead. If there was one, I can't remember.
Don't give them ideas.
I don't think so.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah.
And then at a deluxe class, then we see a Tarantulas, so continuing Kingdom a little bit.
Yay, it's one that we wanted, one that I wanted.
Yeah, Tarantulas would be nice. Then we have Skids, who, of course, if you were big into More Than Meets the Eye, you know how important Skids is. Other than that, it's Skids. Not sure many people would be all that fussed about it. Drag Strip, so that's another one of the Stunticons coming into the realm of existence
Legacy
again.
Evolution or whatever.
Yeah, so... I mean,
I'm interested to see what those ones are like. To see what the because I guess they're gonna have to make them G1 looking rather than the Combiner Wars ones, which were, Combiner Warsy. So I guess that these guys have a place. The Stunticons being very G1 accurate looking do definitely have a place because we haven't had that before.
Yeah,
even though we've had the Stunticons recently-ish.
And then
in the past 10 years.
Yeah, and of course everyone loves the idea of a Gen 2 Menasor. We got one in Combiner Wars, but because it was, if you get closer to G1, I think a lot of people would be down for that.
I missed out on the G2 not Monstructed, you idiot. Menasor. I would definitely get a G2 one, definitely. Definitely. I'll get all the G2 combiners again if they do them, as long as they're not stupid priced.
Yeah. And then things get weird again because we have listed as SS86 Ratchet and SS86 Rumble. Now for Rumble this makes sense. The price point is $8.49. There's no way in hell Ratchet from the 86 movie would be $8.49. What
if he's just a corpse?
Okay.
Spoilers.
So I guess that's true.
He's a posable corpse. Small corpse. That's it. Okay. Otherwise, yes. Why? Even then, why would you do Ratchet from the movie? Do you remember his amazing scene where he got shot? I do.
A lot of people had that amazing scene.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Prowler burned from the inside. He just got shot up a lot. I guess he could do him into Ironhide, who gets shot up a lot as well, and spoilers dies.
Of course. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of interested to see. I don't know if they will, because they already did Ratchet and Ironhide in Earthrise, but the Studio Series Ratchet and Ironhide would be really cool to get, I think. Then we have a kickback, but that's listed at $22.99. So why on earth would you do a deluxe class kickback?
I don't know. I'd be interested to see it.
Right.
Because I do like the Insecticons. They are neat, but I mean, you don't want them bigger than the Dinobots, so maybe that's the reason, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess you could. I guess they don't have to be, your Legends or your core scale figures, but sure.
Yeah, I think making them deluxe is fun. They'll be able to do more with them, hopefully.
Yeah. And then we have, Jesus. So listed as Studio Series Transformers 3 Laserbeak. Of course, Laserbeak was in Dark of the Moon, so that makes sense. But then Studio Series Transformers 7 Wheelie.
What? Was he in 7?
Was there a 7?
Yes?
No?
Wait. Was Bumblebee 7?
Bumblebee was 6.
Was it?
Yeah.
What's 7? Is this the theoretical new one that's coming up?
Yeah.
Rise of the Beasts?
Yeah.
Rise of the Beast Wheelie confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to tell you.
No. Again, these could be mistakes.
I'm going to say yes. Plus he was in Now a 2 and a 7 do look fairly similar, and obviously Wheelie was in the Wheelie was in Dark of the Moon too. He appears briefly in the beginning.
No, he was in 2. He was in 2. I think he was in Revenge of the Fallen, because he was.
Oh no, yeah.
Weren't they? Yeah, Michaela was watching Jetfire fire out a parachute while Wheelie was humping a leg.
Yeah, no,
and Megan Fox was hoping that
he
wasn't dying on screen.
Yeah, I know he was in 2, but they briefly appeared at the beginning of 3 as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because him and the not the Doctor, but the another doctory looking one flew a ship together or something, didn't they? Christ, those
right. And then the Doctor, these movies, man, what do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, and then
I want them to be good.
Yeah, and then to round it out, we have Blaster as a Voyager, a Ravage at $8.49. Of course, you don't want to do Ravage. Even Agent Ravage, I think, would still be probably a very small core class figure.
Well, we're not getting him because we're getting him for the San Diego Comic-Con, not San Diego Comic-Con figure. So I think it would, especially at this price point, he's going to be the cassette version, which is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Inferno also is a Voyager. And then we have Deluxe RC again.
Do you think Inferno is Beast Wars Inferno?
I do.
Because we've just recently had an Earthrise Inferno. So I hope it's my insect boy.
Right. I think we're going to get our Beast Wars Megatron, our Tarantulas, our Inferno. And then I also believe that going with Bulkhead, we're going to get a Prime RC along with a Prime Bulkhead.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that.
I mean, look, I've made it very clear, as much as I want to support the idea of non-G1 figures being made, I refuse to buy that Prime RC in the red line, because the red line toys are garbage. They are cheap.
Yeah.
They're not well done. They're just plain garbage. I know people were saying that it was just, forget transformation. We'll make our margins on the toys. No, that's wrong. They made their margins by using the crappiest materials possible to make these things. They are terrible.
And that doesn't even make sense, because Hasbro do the Black Series and they do the G.I. Joe classified figures and the Marvel figures. So why the hell did they cheap out with these Transformer ones? Seemingly. Yeah, because I think Mikey mentioned that they've had a lot of problems, and RC especially has got like markup price for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, and if you just watch, I know Emgo specifically, his review, like all the first 3, so Prime, Megatron, and Soundwave, which are the 3 I have, like they're all this plastic's all scuffed weird. It feels like they feel like vinyl toys. They honestly feel like they're the vinyl toy. Yeah, it's terrible. I was so disappointed when I got those. So that was a waste of $60 right there.
60, goddamn.
Yeah, they were 20 each.
Oh, okay. I thought you spent 60 on one of them. I was like, oh my god.
But if they had been on the quality of a Marvel Legends or something like that, I would have been fine with it. I don't care if they transform if they look good, but no, it's They were just garbage. They were the worst things I've ever bought from Hasbro.
Yeah, lame.
Yep, pretty much.
People say.
So yeah, that's a bunch of listing of names, of which a few things are probably a little bit off. I'm going to say we're still getting the characters they're listing. I just don't know if the price points quite match up because some of them are a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of, once they announce the next line, I think we're going to see some pretty interesting stuff. They seem to be leaning into Beast Wars more too, which of course makes sense because they're going to be a Beast. Oh God, I hope they're not going to make these like movie toys. And I just ruined it.
oh no, you did ruin it. Yeah, they could be the Rise of the... I don't think they would be Rise of the Beasts.
Not yet, but still. It's not a good thought to think about.
No, yeah, man. What a way to make it lame, Jason. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You piece of shit. Damn it, Jason. Oh. Also, I'll throw this in because this wasn't, of course, on TFW because TFW, unfortunately, are not as cultured with their news as, of course, we on Moonbase 2 are. Mr. Jason, have you seen the retool coming out of Big Firebird's Nicey figure? Oh,
yeah. No, that looks slick.
Yes. For those not aware, if you remember the Nicey RC figure, they are doing a slight retool and change and recolor scheme and new accessories, and it's going to be the EX-01 Plus Mocha, I think is how it's described. They've got a not official box design as of yet. Apparently, these based. I just based these designs off her predecessor / sister Nicey's box art design. Okay. So I think someone was just doing some box art designs, but we also have some promo images. The main color scheme the primary color is black with pink highlights. It seems like she has a lance. She has the booba again, if you're into that. She has a few new hairstyles and hair choices. One of the things being the hair covering the face. They have some provocative images for the promotional stuff, as per usual. If you wonder what the figure's like, it looks like I've probably used it for the image of the show for this week, because I think that's a good idea. Do you want me to send you? You've seen the images, haven't you, Jason? So I don't need to send them to you.
I did see them, yeah.
Right. Okay. What do you think of it? Because I would say I like the redesign. I think the only thing I'm not a fan of is it has a lot of like decals on it. There are a lot of like racing, like maybe tampos. You know, things that a racing car would have like advertisement on it for maybe a bit too much for my liking personally, but it still looks like a solid figure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if maybe they're doing it as like the, the edgy sister who has all the tattoos on her or something like that. I don't know if that's what they're going for or why they're doing that, but maybe. I could see that. Yeah. I mean, this is the company that took RC and gave her boobs, but no, I thought they look, as someone who does own our Nicey, and unlike Mikey, I'm not going to sell it like the poor, pathetic man that he is, because I will keep my Nicey. Thank you very much.
He's selling it. He's like, I'm done with it.
No, he's got to make money for to buy his Jurassic Park stuff.
He already has money for the Jurassic Park stuff.
He was the one who said it was selling it. Don't interrogate me on why he's selling it. I am not him. Thank God for both of us.
That's right.
But no, I think it looks. I like the mold, the toy. It's a nice, fun transformation. I really enjoy the toy, and I think that mold's. I can understand if maybe not somebody's thing, but it's still a nice mold and everything. So I think that this. I think if they need to make another version of it to start branching out into other stuff, that's fine. And I think they're making it pretty different. Could I do without the decals as well? Sure. But I think they might be going for more of an edgy, like she's all tatted up or something weird like that. Because if you make booba toys, maybe that's how you approach it.
Maybe, yeah, you might be right. Well, since you mentioned you actually have the current one, the Nicey figure, is this enough to make you pick it up again, to pick up this version, or do you think you're okay with just the one you have?
I am probably okay with Nicey.
Okay, it's not different enough where you, after already owning it, you feel like you need another one.
No, especially since I might have a few upcoming Nendroids coming that I need to get instead. So
Oh no! Oh no! The Nendos.
The Nendos. Yep.
Here's another question for you then. If you had the choice between this one and the Nicey, if they came out both at the same time, which one would you go for? Would you still choose the RC Nicey, or would you have chosen this one? Again, if in a theoretical universe, if they both came out at the same time.
I actually probably would.
Because I think this one looks more interesting.
Yeah, I
visually.
think I agree. I think I would have actually gone for the newer one. 100% with you on that.
All right, cool. I may as well take the last bit of news because it's a quickie. It's just basically Greg Berger is going to be at Baltimore TFCon Baltimore from October the 22nd to the 24th. Don't need to tell you who Greg Berger is. You should fucking know who he is. You don't? Go on to Wiki. I'm not your dad. Get it done. So, that's all of our news for this week, unless you got any other news that you know about Mr. Jason that I don't know.
Nope.
Do you?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Well, this is the part of the show where I look at Jason in the eyes, deep, sensually, and I say, Jason, what you been up to this week? What you done for fun, son? Or actually, what you've been doing for fun generally, because it's been a while since we last heard from you.
Yeah, so let me get out my 20-page detailed list of everything I've done since the last time you see me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm not.
Good, because I've done nothing, obviously.
Well, first of all, I probably have done nothing in that time as well. But there's really not all that much. I'm trying to think of like even my media consumption. I don't watch a ton of stuff. Obviously, movies have been. The last movie I saw was Godzilla vs. Kong, and I've already talked about that on the show with Mikey. So, although I guess we did watch Space Jam because of my son, but it wasn't.
Oh, the new one, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Don Cheadle, he's definitely earning his money, but other than that, I don't think it's.
I mean, Don Cheadle seems like a decent actor and a nice guy generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie just looked like a shittier version of Space Jam, and Space Jam was never like a high roller kind of quality film.
The fact that
it's not the Godfather, shall we say?
Yeah, this is true, and I enjoyed the first one when I saw it.
Same, same.
But if you think about it, the most impressive thing about Space Jam, the original one, after all this time, isn't the original website still to this day still up somewhere for the movie?
Oh my god,
I think it still is.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, so that's one of the most impressive facts about that first movie.
Oof.
Yeah, so mostly, like, I guess I mentioned about the Nendroids and stuff. I actually did get myself I did get in on, apparently I was lucky too, because a lot of people weren't able to. I got in on the pre-order for the Gura Nendroid.
Hey, wow, you are lucky, yeah.
Yeah, because Good Smile put out a statement like 2 days later apologizing to people who weren't able to get a bunch of pre-orders in. The website went down when that pre-order went live. Like this is the power of VTubers right now. An entire site crashed because a toy was announced of one of them.
Yeah. Does she come with bloop?
She does come with bloop.
I thought she must, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She hasn't eaten it then.
Yeah. I would probably say, I say that, but I want to see what the other ones start looking like too. Because obviously Callie's kind of a one I would consider, but I have if they can somehow make it so that Ame can also turn into small Ame with the right face swap or something, it would be hard to resist that.
Yeah. I think Ame would probably be the next one that would make an easy transition to the SD kind of look.
Yeah, for sure. Also,
unless you want to just go cute, Ina would work quite nicely as just a cute one as well.
Yeah.
Not too crazy.
And Kiara would just be dirty. Like, she'd just be a dirty bird like she always is.
A dirty bird. Come with chicken legs, which would be fun.
Exactly. And actually, it's funny because when I was looking back at the last time we did a show and it said October, I don't even know because Hollow Live only has been around for about this year. I don't even know if I was that big into VTubers last time we did a show together. And at this point, God.
Were you just getting introduced to that? You're probably right. You were probably just getting sucked in slowly. You were probably circling the rim.
Like, at that point, I wouldn't be surprised if you had maybe sent me some of the stuff, like Iron Mouse out of context, because those are always hilarious. Nanners out of context, stuff like that. So I think from afar, I was aware. I was definitely aware of them. But at this point, like, I'm subbed to Nanners on YouTube, so I get her videos. I watch, I try to watch them whenever I can. Although for a lot of them have like really wonky schedules, so it's hard to catch some of them. But yeah, like I'm Visojo and all this stuff that I watch. It's just crazy that in the let's see, so in the 10 months since we've last done a show together, like that whole culture and everything, I'm like, hey, I know a lot about this stuff now. I watched the episode of Trash Talk where they actually had Callie on for the whole episode.
It was a quite good one, wasn't it? It was a fun episode.
Yeah, it really was. So yeah, it's just crazy to think that in that amount of time, like all this craziness has happened with VTubers blowing up and Gura she's over 3 million subs now. She had 1 million subs in like no time at all. It barely took anything. she'll probably be close to 4 by the end of the year. They're projecting already. If you look at stuff, so it's just nuts what's happened with all this stuff lately. Vebe appearing on BBC for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and Foot. I refuse to call her Fruit. I'll call her Foot for now and forever.
Yeah, Foot works. And there's so many I haven't even seen yet.
Oh yeah. There's loads of VTubers. There's just obviously there's the few that are best known, which are the Shoujo ones, the Niji Sanjis and the Hololivers.
Yep, for sure. And then there's a lot of the Hololive Japanese ones, which I'm semi-familiar with, but I don't focus on them too much because I can't understand what you're saying, stuff like that. But yeah, and then I guess the only other thing is, I also got they put up a pre-order for another version of Ryoku as an android. It's just her in her uniform as Senketsu
Ryoku
is just
from Tenshimoyo.
Huh? No.
You mean from Kill la Kill?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just her in her is Senketsu as her uniform, but there is also
Yeah.
I think the reason I got it more than anything is that it comes with Senketsu, a version of Senketsu where he's like his mouth is wide open, he's like yelling. And I was like,
I think I've seen that. It's a re-release of an Android released ages ago, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm like, you know what? I want that. I want Senketsu yelling.
Yeah, because it's like you say, it's the Senketsu, but it's when he's not on her. It's when he's just the Sailor Scout uniform. Yeah, so he's got the big mouth. Yeah, that was a decent Android actually. It looked pretty neat. Yeah,
so I have that on pre-order, and I'll probably just take Senketsu and put it beside my Figma Mako because they go well together.
Yep.
But yeah, so other than that, without spending hours talking about stuff, I would say that of the actual like Transformer stuff I've gotten this year, which hasn't been a lot, but there was some stuff on pre-order, I did finally get MMC Tarn after all this time. And
oh wow, okay, what do you think of it?
He's great. That is, if you have a chance to get him, and not as a re-release, don't spend like $300 or anything like that as a markup, but. I don't know if he's going for that price. I'm just saying, if you can get it on a re-release, grab him because he's phenomenal. And then I also got MMC their Optimus, or not Optimus, but their Orion Pax, their IDW version of him. Which if you've seen, I know Jobby did a review, and if you've seen any pictures, that's like the most articulated figure you could possibly imagine. He's also really good. And Nicey. Again, definitely one I enjoy. I will say I did get Optimus Primal. He's the only thing I've gotten from Kingdom so far. And I don't.
What do you think of him?
I don't like him. I really don't.
What don't you like about him?
If you're not looking at him straight on, if you're above him at all, you can see that huge gap in his chest. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Okay.
I know that I think there's an add-on kit to fix that, but I'm not paying extra money for a toy I don't really enjoy all that much to begin with. So, and if it wasn't for Studio Series Hot Rod, again, I'm just, that toy is great. If you have a chance to pick that up, definitely worth getting. Again, I wish the rest of the Studio Series were like that, but there's just so many little weird things they're doing with stuff that I just can't really get behind it, so to say. But
I get you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got on my end, other than going through. Although, even if I went through all the things I've done or watched since the last time I was here, it still wouldn't be that much because I mostly watched Twitch and YouTube. So that's about it.
Yay! You did a small amount of streaming as well. You've got a setup for it.
I did. I need to. My problem is if I get a better sleep schedule and I'm not so tired, I can do it more. But it's tough when you have. I think it's weird because I had a second job for over a year before COVID hit, so it's not like It's not like I couldn't make time for something else, but it's just hard when you're working home all day and then you have a 6-year-old and stuff. It's like, I want to stream, but I'll last like 30 minutes. And that's no way to do it, to be on for 30 minutes. Like, I'd be getting off before the first person came in to watch.
Yeah, to be fair, like my streams, I think technically if I wanted to get better results, I'd need to stream longer, really, wouldn't I? But I can only stream for 2 hours.
It's, and again, I am a guy who watches a lot of, as you know this, I watch a lot of like streaming advice and streaming growth stuff, and 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours tends to be a good amount. Streaming hours upon hours to grow does not work. That hasn't worked for like 2 or 3 years at this point.
Okay,
but as long as if you're spending time off stream, because I noticed you're like down to pretty much you have 2 days off a week now, more or less, right? Because you don't do Sunday or Monday.
Yeah. Well, but that's only at the moment because I want to try and get my VTuber model sorted. But that depends if the person who's doing it, Mr. Josh, is free, and at the moment he's not free, and I'm not willing to. Like I said, I'm gonna take tomorrow or Sunday off so I can get the thing done. I'm not. I'm sort of like, okay, I'll just take the extra day off because I can. In theory, my mindset tells me I can go to bed early.
Right.
Doesn't happen. But that's what my brain tells me I should do.
Right, but my point when I say that is that's a good thing because you are taking an extra day to work on stuff for your stream. Because obviously the VTuber body is going to be a huge part of what your stream's going to be someday. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
taking time when you're not streaming to work on your stream is a really good idea. So, but yeah, it seems to be like 2.5, 3 hours is a good sweet spot. I want to say a statistic. I think this applies more to the larger streamers, but like the larger streamers should get like, thousands and thousands of people watching. They usually don't hit their peak numbers until about 3 or 4 hours into their streams. So
yeah, but then there's some really shitty like streamers who just will get a video from like another YouTube content creator and just play it and just say nothing. I know there's been an issue with that recently. Where like some of the big streamers will sit there eating food, not saying anything apart from or,
oh no, for sure,
and just watch an entire video, and it's like, wow.
Well, XQC,
I'm like, but I stream for eight hours a day. It's like, yeah, but you're not doing anything.
Right?
What are you doing?
XQC, even
the boober streamers are showing you the boobs at least,
right? They're putting in the effort, right?
But not really. But at least they got something you want to see, not like somebody's video.
Yeah.
Somebody else's video.
Yeah, and XQC just was recently banned because he was just watching the Olympics and not really doing much. Which, you can't do that.
No.
I mean,
no.
I'll be the first one to argue the copyright law could probably be changed and that kind of thing. But
definitely.
You can't take a broadcast from one of the most major sports events that happen every 2 years and be like, I could just watch it and, comment every 3 minutes. That's not going to fly.
I think the only way you can do that is if you're constantly talking.
Oh no!
I think the only way you possibly could do it is like have you as the main screen, so have the actual the actual Olympics as the smallest screen, and you're just talking over it constantly. Like if, say, I don't know XQC, but let's say XQC was watching professional shooting. Like where they get the guns and they blap and he talks about the gun, talks about the technique of firing the gun, talks about why that person didn't get a bullseye or something like that. That could be interesting. I think that would be transformative enough. But like you say, if he's just sitting there going,
yeah, and I agree with you. Actually, what would happen though is he would still get the copyright claim because he was watching, but then he could go back and argue, no, it was transformative because I was doing this. But no, he was just sitting there slack-jawed the whole time. Like I think he was actually eating part of it, like you said too. So
probably, yeah. That's a general thing.
Streaming, so interesting. But hey, what about you, Andy? What have you been up to?
Oh God, nothing. My life is hollow. What have I been up to? Just been watching more Babylon 5 Season 5, been cracking on with that. I watched EFAP. I watched the EFAP guys talk about the Suicide Squad movie. It sounds like it's actually worth seeing. Go and watch it. No, the new one, not the shitty one.
Right.
The new one seems like it's really fun. It's actually a decent hero movie where it's actually got substance and fun to it, which for me and Mikey, there hasn't been for a long, long time. So it sounds like it didn't do too well at the box office, but due to COVID, everybody's scared to go to the cinemas. It's not that surprising. You know, it sounds like it's more substantial of a film than Black Widow, which just sounds like it was poo generally across the board. So I watched the FAP guys talk about that. Apart from that, again, I haven't really done too much. I haven't watched any new fancy films, I don't think. No, I haven't even got no Gundams or nothing. No, I wish I could say I've done something fancy this week, but I really haven't. Just gardening, work, and just work, unfortunately. That's sometimes how it be, my constant fight against horrible nature. And also work.
When you mentioned Gundams, that does remind me. I have like 5 Flame Toys models to build. I should probably get started on this at some point. I actually might stream myself doing that.
If you wanted.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
So I could do that at some point.
Oh, I'll need to ask you after the show's done to for overlay stuff, because you said you got your overlay and tweaked it. I'll need to ask you where you got your overlay from and if you could send me the info for that, because obviously this is not something I need to worry about soon, but I will need an overlay once I do have a VTuber model.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so we can do that. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not going to do any of the questions for this week, basically because some of them might be for Mikey, so there's no point talking about them while Mikey ain't here. Do you have anything else you want to promote yourself with, Mr. Jason? Where can people find you on Twitch if they wanted to, if you stream?
It would be at twitch.tv/Jason S. Kirk, where the S stands for whatever my middle name is. Maybe. Oh
my God.
Maybe I'll make it a fun thing where people try to guess what that is. Although I'm pretty sure I've said it numerous times at certain points. But hey, who pays attention to me?
Sexington.
Oh, damn it, you figured it out.
Yes, nailed it. First time. Hell yeah. Can they find you any other way, or is that the only way you want them to find you?
I mean, there's Twitter, but I don't know. I follow so few people on Twitter as it is and stuff. I find that's the best way.
So Twitter's actually a pleasant experience for you then?
For the most part. I still had to unfollow like 1 or 2 people recently, but
yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. Again, people on the internet, Twitter can be a great place. Just limit who you follow.
Yep. Do not follow.
And it will be better.
CCTFW. Do not.
I'm
kidding.
I don't retweet bad things, I don't think. Maybe I do.
I mean, you tell me horrible things in DMs, but that's different.
Oh, well, yeah. That's because I need to keep you awake at night. This is why you have a bad sleeping schedule.
we both suffer.
The nightmares. It's true. Yeah, I live with my pain. I just share it with you.
Hey, whatever helps.
That's how it works. Exactly. You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW. You can find me on Twitch as CCTFW as well, where I stream from 11 o'clock in the evening UK times on Tuesday to Friday, and then Saturday I do it at 8 o'clock in the evening. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, and Libsyn. YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. I did actually think about streaming this, but I couldn't be bothered in the end. Well, maybe one day we'll stream a show live on the YouTube channel. Who knows?
That would be awesome, actually.
I know Mikey doesn't sound like he's into it, but maybe I can wangle him into doing it. I don't know. It might be a good idea. It might be a terrible idea. Who knows, right? And you can find this all on ccbunker.weebly.com if you want. Oh, and if you want, you can do the patreon.com/moonbase too. And if you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2, which I should have done this week, but I was too stupid and didn't do it. You also get it a week early. And you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about non-transformery things in more detail, believe it or not. So thank you very much, Mr. Jason, for coming on by and filling in for young Mikey.
Happy to help.
Yeah, and until next week, everybody, we will catch you next time. Oh, next week's podcast, actually, I think before I go, will be a little later, because I think Mikey said he'll be coming back on Monday. So we'll probably be recording the show on Monday, and then the show will be out Tuesday. That might not be the case if he comes back early. It's just from what I vaguely remember him saying. Let's check his... I can literally check Twitter right now, and I can see what he said.
We can use the magic of the internet to find out what next show will contain.
Yeah, he says late next week, Monday maybe. So Monday maybe. If he's not back by Monday, on like Saturday, Sunday I'll contact him. If not, maybe I'll get Jason back if he's free.
I was just going to say, I'm going to leave a reminder to check my DMs around 3:00 on Monday.
That would be appreciated. Right, well, thank you everybody for coming on by, and I will catch you next week, and maybe Jason will as well. If not, you'll find him on Twitter.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.